Welcome back to the Stretch with everyone. Here we are again, me, your host, Sasha Johnson, and we're going to do a press conference reaction to Ragnick's press conference that he just had. But we are also going to be speaking about a bit of transfer news. And as you guys see, Mr. Tchouameni in the thumbnail, definitely, yes, good news when it comes to our line Tchouameni, and we'll be having a reaction to Ragnick's press conference. But first of all, I want to tell you guys I am sick, so I do apologize for the voice quality and for maybe, me taking it a bit slow in today's video. But I wanted to bring you the news. I didn't want my flu to stop me from, speaking to you guys and speaking about Manchester United as we always do here on the Stretford End. So, the transfer news, that is exactly why you came here, other than the press conference reaction. But it is said that Ten Hag is wanting Tchouameni. Eric Ten Hag wants our line Tchouameni at Manchester United. And it is said that we are basically the front runners and have more leverage than Chelsea in this particular race for Tchouameni due to the fact that Chelsea doesn't have any stability at the top. So, I've said in the previous video, if you haven't seen it, definitely guys, go and check it out. Also drop a like on the video, it definitely does help the channel. I've said Tchouameni is basically a combination of Pogba and Kante, and he is a perfect player for Erik ten Hag and the system that he plays. His tactical durability and his tactical availability as well is fantastic, and he's able to play in various positions in midfield and can definitely help Ten Hag, mold a new Manchester United, a brand new team that is capable of competing with those at the very top of football in today's times. So Ten Hag wanting Tchouameni is very important. It is a signing that we need to look at, signings that are players that are on the edge of reaching world-class status in terms of quality of player. And we shouldn't actually be going for a second or a third option. So the board, the Glazers, the scouting department should listen to Ten Hag, should listen to Ragnick when they say, go and get Tchouameni. That is the player we want to play in our defensive midfield position. Go and get him. It is said that he would cost around about 60 million euros, but I'm sure that we can get the deal done. Reports have stated that his budget that he might have is up to 200 million. So basically, we should go and get Tchouameni as a holding midfielder. He will definitely be an upgrade on our midfield, as I've said time and time again. And if we can get someone like him, who has a bit of Pogba and a bit of Kante in him, we might even be saving money on having to buy another midfielder. But Tchouameni is a quality player, and we should definitely be going all out for him. I don't want to see the board giving Ten Hag, other options. Yes, there was a lot of midfield options that we have had in yesterday's news with Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips, Ruben Neves, etc. all being mentioned. But Tchouameni was in this list and should be the top target in this list. I understand Neves has got Premier League experience. Yes, Declan Rice is there, but he's very expensive. Calvin Phillips is also a player that we are looking at and looking to make a deal with, but it will come down to Ten Hag and what he wants. But today's transfer news states that he wants Tchouameni. So the board should go and get Tchouameni and not try and force a Calvin Phillips deal because he's English and all that. We need to listen to the coach and go for what type of players and the actual players that he wants. Those are the players we should be going for. So Ten Hag wants Tchouameni, and that is the transfer news. Brilliant news for us in a positive sense, and hopefully the board will listen to that. On to our press conference now, and Telles joined Ragnick in the press conference, and he was basically asked two things. Firstly, he was asked about, the fans and how we are feeling, and also the protests that were happening today at Carrington, where security had to be upgraded and the police had to intervene because there were 30 protesters at Carrington protesting with regards to the performances of the team and them basically feeling as if they are not being respected by, the current players that we do have at the club. And they were protesting and probably will protest again tomorrow for the fact that they want the Glazers to sell the club and we want new owners because we feel that the owners of Manchester United, being the Glazers, have done nothing but destroy this club. Other than now, should they get Ten Hag over the line and completely confirm him as the Manchester United manager, as we know that they will, as I said, we have to applaud them for that. Give credit where credit is due, but they have in previous times taken money out of the club, taken dividends for their own personal profit, and haven't actually done anything to do for the club in a footballing standard. But getting Ten Hag was that first step. So Telles' responses was simply, we bear that responsibility, them being the players, but we work really, really hard every day. So it's up to us to change and turn these negative criticisms into positive thoughts. We look to do our absolute best, and that includes winning trophies. So obviously when that doesn't happen, when we're not winning games, the fans are right to be annoyed. So basically, it's the same old story with these players. They know that the team is performing badly. They know that there are certain players who don't want to play for the club, who are leaving, who actually don't give a crap about performances on the pitch, and they for the fact they have to take responsibility for that. And he knows that the fans are upset. He knows that the fans are angry. So basically, he just has to say these words. It is basically scripted answers by him saying, what, we know that what is wrong. We do have to be responsible. We work really hard. It's the same old story and the same excuses that we hear over and over again. So hyping up the Norwich game is not something that can be done. Even the media couldn't ask questions about the Norwich game because there's nothing to build up on with regards to the Norwich game, but it having to be a Manchester United win. If you haven't seen the build-up, definitely go and check it out on the channel. Drop a like on the video as well if you haven't done so. Basically, Rangnick was asked about our team's focus, and he was asked about Luke Shaw, and he was also further asked about the team's mental state and where it is right now. So on the team's focus, he says that we have to take it game by game. In football, anywhere in general, you always have to take it game by game, and that is self-explanatory. Yes, we're playing Liverpool in our next game after Norwich City, but with this current team that we have, we cannot look to that game because we don't even know what type of game we will be getting tomorrow. We have to try and understand that these players are not really here to achieve anything. That is why we have not achieved anything on the pitch. These players give up in the slightest moment of distress, in the slightest moment of, problems. When they are faced with problems on the pitch, they just decide to give up and go and lose the game or throw it as far as they can. But it is something that we have to understand and just take it game by game. We can't look any further than that and just hope that tomorrow we'll be getting a win. It's painful to say that we have to hope for tomorrow, but that is what it is. That is the reality of Manchester United right now. And Erik ten Hag knows those problems, and he will come in and definitely change it for us. He also said on Luke Shaw that, as it seems, he'll be out for another at least 4 weeks, if not 5 weeks. So basically, he's basically out for the season. That's my opinion. I don't think we'll be seeing anything of Luke Shaw, until next season at most. But he is definitely out for the season, and that definitely confirms Telles being the number one left back for the rest of the season. He also confirmed that Fred, McTominay, Varane, Shaw, and Cavani will all miss tomorrow's game, and some of those players, like Shaw, will miss more games until the end of the season. So we might see a bit of the under-23s in the reserve team, more in the squad, whether on the bench or starting, but we will be seeing them more. And that will be true to testament to Rangnick, and will be giving Ten Hag a bit of an extra eye on what type of players he would like to bring through into the first team next season and what players he would like to develop into first team stars. And that will be absolutely fantastic for us as fans to see once again at Manchester United, the youngsters from our academy being pushed through and blooded through into the first team and becoming first team regulars. Rangnick also said on our current form that we've had moments where we've played well. I think we've had quite a few games where we really played well in a way that we played together as a team. Very rarely have we seen great performances and good team performances by Manchester United this season, but when those games have come around, we always thought that, you know what, this is a turning point. This is a moment where we actually, build from this, but then it just dips down again after 2 3 games. So there has been moments where we played well together, where we've done well. The game against Spurs with Ronaldo scoring a hat-trick, games against Villarreal in the Champions League with Ronaldo coming here doing the business, the game at Spurs, with Cavani and Ronaldo being on song. There were good games for us, but not on a consistent basis enough for us to have achieved anything this season. And that is the problem. One of the problems in the squad, it is consistency, mental strength. Ragnick also said on the fans that he can understand the supporters being disappointed about where we stand in the table and the performance against Everton. I still believe our supporters are one of the best, if not the best in England. And there again, they were asking him about the protests outside of Carrington, but he spoke about it, saying that he knows the fans are upset about the performances on the pitch, and he knows that they were protesting about the Glazers, but again, he diverged the question and ensured that it is meant for the fans and for the players to understand that the fans are upset with the way you guys are performing. The fans don't like the way you guys are performing, so you guys have to go out and perform, especially not just for tomorrow, but especially against Liverpool and Arsenal next week, a double header of 2 crucial games for us. So he basically indirectly told the players, the fans are onto you. You can't hide anymore. You have to go and perform. You have to go and play well. Just show commitment. Show true character. Show fight. Show desire. Show these things on the pitch. And the fans will love you and endure you for that. Ragnick also said that right now we are missing quite a few other players. Our 2 defensive midfielders, Fred and McTominay. So it is probably one of the reasons why we have been performing badly. I don't believe that. Honestly, I don't. We can't be depending on Fred and McTominay to have a good performance. There are other players in that squad that should be pulling up their socks and pulling their weight. Fred and McTominay cannot be our saving grace all the time. And that is a standard that has been allowed to drop at Manchester United because of the lack of coaching, because of the incompetent decisions by the board and the Glazers. Under Ten Hag, that cannot happen. It should not happen. We should have better players, a quality team that whoever comes in will do the job required of them according to the tactics seamlessly without any hiccups or hindrances. Ragnick also said on-field inconsistencies. Without using it as an excuse, we have lost a few players since the West Ham game. For example, we lost 3 of our strikers who were all part of that game and part of that last second goal that we scored. True, we do lack strikers, but that shouldn't be an excuse for us performing badly. There are other players in the squad, as I said, just that should be putting up their socks and should be performing at the level that they're supposed to be performing at. So, no excuse on our inconsistencies. On the top 4, Ragnick said, it doesn't make sense to speculate how other teams will play or if they will drop points or not. As long as we don't win our own games, the other results won't be in our favor. So our focus is on tomorrow only. Simple. You can't hype up the Norwich game. Ragnick has given his press conference and he's basically said things such as the fans are on side, but they know that they are upset about the performances on the pitch. He also spoke about Ten Hag, saying that it's pointless asking about Ten Hag because he knows that Ten Hag is a good coach and he is a coach and he's definitely doing well with Ajax. But it's pointless speaking about it. It doesn't make sense at all. Ten Hag was also even asked about his departure, and he said that, are you going to ask any questions about Ajax? Any questions about the final? Because that is my focus. I have 2 trophies to remaining to win. Elite mentality of coaching. Don't ask me crap. You know the news. You know the situation. I'm here at Ajax still and my focus is on Ajax. And the same with Ragnick. His focus is on United. But they both know that they will be working together soon. And that is the way they're supposed to be. But definitely, guys, thank you for joining me. As I said, transfer news, Ten Hag wants Tchouameni. And Ragnick's press conference was quite simple, straight to the point. The fans are on side, but They are upset that we are performing badly on the pitch. He does understand that certain players are injured and will be injured until the end of the season, but it is no excuses for us and our performances on the pitch. As I've said, quite a few players are injured. Ilshaw, McTominay, Fred, Cavani, those players will not be available for tomorrow, but we definitely still have to come out and get the win. End of story. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for being here and taking the time to enjoy us speaking about Manchester United. Links to our various socials are in the description below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click that notification bell. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a wonderful evening further. We'll speak again soon. Have a fantastic weekend, and hopefully Manchester United won't spoil it for us a bit. That is it, me, Sasha Johnson from the Stretford End. Goodbye.